Jai Shri Mataji. Good morning, everyone. Let's all bow down to Shri Mataji, raise our Mother Kundalini and put Bandhan. We'll recite Sri Ganesh Mantra. In this meditative state, we will now hear Shri Mataji's speech.
So now at this time, see this very crucial time it was, when the people had to know love and the family had started breaking in every country, especially say Western countries. For men and women never realized the importance of family life. They never had faith in their family life. So it became such a shifty thing for poor children. They were on shifty grounds and they couldn't grow properly. So they created a generation of violent, horribly possessed children. This generation then went into warmongering. They don't know, they feel like fighting. I've seen children fighting with a tree. I said, why are you fighting? It's nice to fight, But why are you fighting? They don't know. The reason, there is no love. So everything that you see, you detest. I don't like it, I don't like it. Detest everything. You try out of your frustration to destroy anything that you see. So a new trend started. Apart from the war, when it was over, naturally the value system dropped out. People felt, what's the use? We had all these values, so what did we get? War. And war, what is the war for? War has just killed all our societies, they have killed our children, everybody. And what is the great about these wars also? So the mind of the people on the whole was that, somehow or other, you must fight. Like the fittest man is the best. So the one who can dominate, the one who can come up is the best. So the domination of these imperial style of government was over, but individually it became a process of domination. With this process of domination, ego started developing. Even to children, they used to give education in such a way that children became very arrogant, very artificial, extremely arrogant and artificial. It was impossible to understand why these children were not at all controlled, were told that this is wrong. Because the parents also took a very, very defensive attitude. They would not face their children and tell them what is wrong. They were so attached to their idea that these children will leave us, that they said, all right, do what you like, but stay with us. Under these circumstances, even human beings as such were dwindling between a good family life and divorces and a funny society which believes in sharing women or sharing men and all kinds of things. So what a terrible situation was there for Adi Shakti to assert herself. Then also there was very big problem about these religions asserting themselves, their own ideas, their own conditionings on people and absolutely blinding them. So it was a turmoil. It was a turmoil, and at this turmoil state only, Adi Shakti had to come to establish the dharma. She had to work it out to establish the dharma. It was a very shifty place, very shifty signs were there. But when I was born, I was shocked the way people were. At that time, I don't think I met many seekers. Of course, I met one or two realized souls. But mostly they were worried about their insurance, their money, their this, that. But if you talk to them, you would not know. Where have you come into some wilderness or what? You didn't know what to talk to them. How could you start telling them about divine love when they were not seekers even? Then gradually, I felt confident. First I thought I have come little early. I should have waited slightly more, would have been better, because here the people hate everyone and every individual is against another individual and they are cheating each other and they are also very jealous of each other and also want to have higher positions and this and that over others. They want to pull everybody's legs. So maybe that there's no yet time for Sahaja Yoga to start. But then I saw all these horrible false gurus also throwing their own charms on people and trying to control them. That made me really think that now I better stop worrying as to what the atmosphere is, worrying as to what sort of people there are. Let's start. And that's how the first Brahmarandra Chetan took place in India. That's 5th May. And 1970, 5th May, in the morning time. Of course, it had some events which made me hurry up to do it. I was quite ready. I knew what was the problem of human beings is, but I thought that maybe they may never accept that they can get their self-realization. Now, this incarnation is really a very unique time. So many incarnations came. They came, told you everything like words and said, this is good, this is good, this is good. Some people who were enamored by them followed them. But nothing was inside their heart. Whatever they heard, all right, it's a sermon, it's a lecture, it's a Gita, that's all. And the life of such a person didn't have that spark of the divine love within that person. We have had lots of good people during this short time, if you see. If you see, Mahatma Gandhi was there, Martin Luther was there, all kinds of people you see all over. Abraham Lincoln was there, George Washington was there, we have William Blake was there, we had Shakespeare. All this time, you see in the literature, in every way, Lao Tse, then we had Socrates. We'll start from Socrates to today. We have had lots of philosophers, lots of people who talked about higher life. Despite that, people were thinking these are some absurd people. There's nothing in it too much to understand. Nobody would read anything about, say, Guru Gita. They would not. They would think that what's this nonsense? What's the use? It's all humbug going on like that. With this attitude, you see, you find all around. When I looked, I said, wow, how am I to tell them what you are, what they are, and what they have to find? And it was really my desire that there should be some keenness in people, just little bit. If they gave me a little chance, this divine love is so subtle, it will just penetrate into their hearts. But they would not. They were just like stones. You couldn't talk to them, you couldn't tell them about anything. And they thought no end of themselves. That's the worst part of it. Under these circumstances, Sahaja Yoga started. And there I find that the powers of Adishakti are much greater than the problems you see. I saw it very clearly myself. Because these powers are awakening the Kundalini. I knew I can awaken the Kundalini, no doubt, I knew that. And also knew that I can do it en masse realization. But I could never think that people whom I awaken will come back again. Because, see, they are ignorant people. I never thought that they'll come back, they'll practice Sahaja Yoga, or they'll go to this level. Never thought. If somebody had told me, I would have laughed at that person. Exactly what happened was that when I gave the first lecture anywhere, that hall would be finished, everything would be finished, nothing to do with that hall. I was staying somewhere else. The hall was taken on hire. And follow on, of course, very few. So I thought that, you see, it doesn't go into their heads. It just goes over their head. I think they don't want to understand anything. They did not understand it. Under the great pressure, you see, I had the family problems, this, that. That was not so important. The most important thing was that how to penetrate into human man. So the only solution was to raise their own kundalini, to create that little light in them. Because if I go on sitting down with the idea that they'll come around and ask me for kundalini awakening and then I will awaken them, was a wrong idea. I could realize that. So, our mass realization started. And this really surprised people. It was no magic, it was not storytelling, but it was the truth. They could feel it on their fingertips. They could feel it out of their fontanel bone area. It's the actualization of Sahaja Yoga has worked the wonders. Otherwise, it would have been impossible. All these wonders that you see today are because your reaction, because the way you reacted, the way you received it. Otherwise, Adi Shakti is what? Good for nothing. If you do not accept, I am nothing. When you start the phone. Actually, it is again, I say, your wisdom, your sense, your seeking has brought you to Sahaja. I never write letters to anybody, I never call anybody. That all gurus do that. As soon as they go to any city, they write it down, the names of all the important people, and then they send them letters and get about 2-3 at least for such programs. But without doing all that, you see how we have managed this Amas Kundalini awakening, by which people started understanding Sahaja. It started penetrating into them. Now, for that, I had to raise my own Kundalini like that. Every time in a public program, I raise mine also. And in my Kundalini itself, I catch all your problems. It's painful. That's why after puja, I become very sort of like a stone, I should say, for a while. Reason is, I am absorbing all that is within. Like I have put you all in my body. You are part and parcel of my body. Every cell that I have is for you, for your abode. And you have to be that subtle to understand that if we own something or if we have something to be done about Sahaja Yoga or anything, if we want to start an ashram or anything, immediately I know. How do I know? It's because you are inside me. Most of the things I know very clearly, but some of these things I don't know that clearly. Because of one thing. The relationship between you and me is of course very intimate, that you should be in my body. But if you people are not meditating, it's very mundane thing I must tell you. Dhyanagamya. If you are not meditating, then I have no relationship with you. You are not my relation. You have no right on me. You have no question to be asked. Why this is happening, why that is happening. So if you do not meditate, I always say meditate. I have nothing to do with you. You are no more there for me. It has no connection with me. Then you are like all other people. You may be Saj Yogis, you might have got your Saj Yoga degree from your leaders, maybe, I don't know. And maybe that you are regarded as something very great. But if you do not do your meditation every day, evening, morning or evening, you will be really not anymore in the realm of Sri Mataji. Because the connection is only through dhyana, through meditation. I have known people who do not do meditation. Then they suffer, their children suffer, then something happens, then they start coming and telling me. But I see clearly that the person is not meditating. I have no relationship with him. He has no right to ask me anything. In the beginning, of course, the meditation takes some time. But once you will know what is meditation is, how you enjoy my company, how you are one with me, how we can have a rapport with each other. There's no need to have anything else in between, like writing letters or maybe some sort of a special connection. Nothing. Only thing that is needed is the meditation. In meditation you grow. In that spiritually you become higher. And when that happens, you start, in a way, I would say, that when you reach a state of that, I should say, maturity in Sahaja Yoga, then you don't want to give up your meditation. Because that time you are absolutely one with me. That doesn't mean for 3 hours, 4 hours you should do meditation. But it is how much intensely you are with me is important. Now it is not how much time you are with me. Then I am responsible for your children, for everyone. I am responsible for your ascent, for your protection, to save you from all your negativity. So it's not like a father who will directly punish you. It's not that. But it's just, all right, you are not my relation, I'm out. That's the only thing that can happen. If you are not meditating, all right, I cannot force you. I have nothing to do with you. You may have other relationship outside, outward. But this inner relationship by which you get your benevolence, you cannot have without meditation. I've been telling all of you, please meditate every day. But I think people are also not understanding the importance of what I'm saying. Because they tell me, Mother, we don't meditate. Why? Now we are realized, so why should we meditate? Now this instrument is fully made. But if it is not all the time connected for the mains, what's the use of having it? In that meditation, you will feel the love, the divine love, the beauty of that divine love. A complete panorama changes. A meditative person has a very different attitude, a very different temperament, a very different life, and he lives always in complete satisfaction with himself. So today, as being the first day, as you say, of the Advent, we can say that it is the first day when the Advent took place, as we are worshipping today. Of course, it was not today, but still we can say that if that is true. If it has happened, it has been helpful to you, it has been a great blessing to you, then must know how to preserve it, must know how to enhance it, must know how to enjoy it. You should not just get satisfied with one, one dance drama or one this thing, one that. but you should have a full oneness with the divine, full oneness. And that is possible only if you really meditate, which is quite a easy thing to do. To meditate is, some people say, Mother, we cannot get over time, we cannot think, we are all the time thinking something, or that time we want to see the watch. In the beginning, you may have a little problem. I am not saying you may not have, you may have. But that's only in the beginning. But gradually you will be all right. Gradually you will master it. Gradually you will know it so well that you would not like to have anything else of a cheaper type. You wouldn't care for such a thing. You see, so to get to your beauty, to get to your glory, to get to your own great personality, which is now exposed to you, only thing you have to do really religiously is to meditate. That's not that tonight I came very late so I did not meditate. Tomorrow you see I have to go for work so I cannot meditate. Nobody wants to know the excuses. It's between you and yourself. It is your gain, nobody else's. It's for your gain everything is happening. Now one has to know that we have achieved a certain height of evolution. And from this height, you might go up to here, up to here, up to here. I'm not saying it's not possible to do that. But first and foremost thing, that whatever you may be, may consider you to be a very high class Sahaja, you have to be humble about meditation. This meditative quality. Even when I'm talking to you, it's just I am getting into it because it's so joy-giving. You just jump into the ocean of joy. First it will be difficult, but after some time you will know that this connection that you have with Sri Mataji is the only connection that you are looking out for. And also, there is another point people get lost with, which I have seen very common with some people who get lost. They meditate individually, very much, which is very correct. Individually, they will meditate. And they will sit down, meditate, we do puja, we do. But collectively, they will not meditate. So this is another point one has to remember, that you have to be collectively meditative. Because I am a collective being of all. And when you meditate collectively, you are really very close to me. So even if you have a program or something, you must do some meditation with it. Always have meditation as the priority for any program. You sing the songs, is over, everything is done, then you meditate. If I am insisting on something, you must know that this must be the truth I am telling, absolutely the basis of it, though it looks rather mundane, but it's very important. Now, for us to worship Adishakti, I don't know what's, because there has been no prayers or anything about Adishakti. Up to Bhagavati they have gone, but beyond Bhagavati they have not gone. So I don't know what sort of pujas you will have, but let's try something. Maybe. I think the meditation is the best way we can really achieve something. So we can go into meditation for about 5 minutes. Can you increase the volume? Please close your eyes. Eleven Rudras are awakened and they will destroy all that is negative. This one, you could have the puja now. May God bless you all.
We'll recite the three Mahamantras.
Nirmala Devi Namaha. साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी, श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्ली साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्षप्रदायिनी माता जी, श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः।
We thank you, Shri Mataji, for this beautiful collective morning meditation. Let's all bow down to Shri Mataji, raise our Mother Kundalini and put Bandhan.